All right, everybody, welcome to Concordia. I've already done this this entry once, so we're gonna do it again. Welcome everybody to Concordia University of Nebraska, playing League of Legends here against George Fox University's Gray team. I am joined by the Iron Praetor, also known as my friend Josh. How are you doing today, Josh?
I'm doing pretty well, just wrapping something up real quick, and then you will have my full attention, I promise.
Awesome. So we're going to hop into a little bit of some spectator delay. We have got a minute 30 to kind of talk a little bit about what's going down here on picks and bans for Concordia. So we'll have Pinewall playing that Soraka. We got The Bug playing Vel'Koz. Lego Grainer is going to be playing Volibear. Mr. Boogie Woogie and Sands of Time playing the Amumu and Jin, respectively. That's going to be the lineup for Concordia here, as they will be on the blue side to get things started. On the red side is GFU. They will have Ginger Treble on Malphite. We will have Tectonic playing the Mordekaiser. We're going to have Crimson Chaos on the Anivia, Jax Grickon on the Lucian, and Yuki Harana playing the Nami. So a couple picks going over to them that Concordia typically likes to play themselves in the Anivia and the Nami. And so giving a little bit of a change for how Concordia is going to play their lanes out. But it should still be a pretty interesting game as they're now into it, and we're once again just sort of waiting for things to get done here on the spectator delay. Very excited. Go ahead.
Looks like pretty interesting comps on both sides. Good ban on the Lux there. Lux this past patch got a buff across the board. Increased flight time on her. Trying to think. Her auto attacks. If she has the debuff on her enemies, the auto attacks will. And an auto attack is en route to that enemy, the debuff will stay longer than normal. She got a damage buff on her E, which is the little AoE one, and then her ult cooldown got significantly reduced early by 20 seconds, so from 80 seconds down to 60 seconds at level 1. So good ban on the Lux. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, no, it was something that is played a little bit by GFU, so that's sort of where that ban also comes through. If something gets buffed like that, it's like, let's get rid of that. They're already comfortable on it. Force them onto something else they're not going to be comfortable on. But we'll have sort of a standard start here, but two tanks on the side of both teams, really. Malphite and, of course, Volibear will be battling it out on the top, but you'll have the Amumu and the Mordekaiser playing in this mid lane. I'll rearrange everybody so that they're correctly lined up, but a little bit of an early trade, not too much, obviously, when tanks are trading, kind of boring, to be completely honest, but we'll have sort of a normal start to things.
Very normal. I am assuming. I cannot see the screen currently.
Oh, wow, that's dumb. Let me...
It's definitely technical difficulties on my end.
Obviously,
I forgot to pull the stream up, but now that I can see it...
Oh, perfect.
There we go.
Ah, yes.
Yep. Standard red buff start for Concordia, it looks like, and blue start for their opponent.
Yeah, so GFU or George Fox, we'll just probably call him Fox or GFU, I don't know. Standard, everything there. Gonna get bullied out early. Lego Grainer able to kind of throw something down onto Ginger Trouble. He's gonna get kind of poked a little hard in that lane.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the Volibear going on the offensive, because with the Malphite shield passive, I'd actually expect the Malphite to be trying to trade aggressively, but the Volibear is just keeping up his lightning stacks, as you can see there, slowly whittling down the Malphite to half health already.
Yeah, I would say the Malphite usually benefits in the matchup if it is a ranged, like, DPS kind of matchup. Obviously, with his passive, just having a little bit more armor. But when you do have the Volibear, who kind of has some, like, on-hit stuff, with a few abilities mixed in, I think that's when he starts to have trouble. And you can obviously kind of see it going through there. Flash early, and Ginger's going to have to watch the heck out as he's now expended his Flash.
Good force on the flash there. Sorry, I'm changing one thing.
No, you're fine. In the bot lane, we'll see a little bit of poking. The Bug here in the mid lane. Oh, he's going to find Crimson really low. Maybe going to get the rest of it. I don't know. Look, the Crimson, though, actually walled himself off the wrong way. So a little bit of a mistake there. If you can hear the team cheering in the background a little bit, that tells us that in 3 minutes we're going to see something cool. But GFU now up against Mr. Boogie Woogie. Tectonic is going to go low. He's going to use his Flash. He's going to go down, though. He does get Lego Greener away just a little bit. Boogie Woogie might have another Q coming up, but he's at, like, max range of that bad boy. He will find it, and there's first blood over to Mr. Boogie Woogie.
I will give props to the Mordekaiser. Excellent play there from the E. You don't have to set the E to its max range, and it will still attempt to pull the enemy if it hits them to the max range from wherever you cast it. So casting it midway out, so it grabs the Volibear and then shoves it behind him. Oh, good trade in the bot lane though.
Yeah, no, beautiful trades, and you're right. It was a really decent play to try to get away by the Mordekaiser, but obviously Amumu Q's frickin' OP, even with their debuffs at the moment. And oh my gosh, Ginger, he's just getting stomped on. It's like stepping on a Lego up here.
Oh, you're right about that. It's raining Legos in the top lane or something. Should think those through before I start saying them in the future. Okay.
This is dumb. I have to try to turn you up in Discord, but we're gonna see Lego Grainer is gonna get a kill there. I have to try and turn you up in Discord and still stinking watch what's going on here. So hold on real quick. We're gonna do this.
No worries, no worries.
As fast as we can. And we're back.
Usually people are saying turn down for what, but in this case, I need to be turned up. The standard presence here. I talk really quietly, and I don't look at the screen when we're casting. So, it's. I don't know why anyways.
I don't know either, but now you're peeking out the mic, so whatever. We're just gonna figure this out. Hopefully, Nacho Daddy can tell me.
That's all right. I could drop it on my end.
Well, Nacho Daddy, tell me, please. Please tell me, Nacho Daddy, is he okay on the volume? Anyways, we're going to see that Concordia doing really well 2-0. I want to point out that this top lane is going terribly for GFU. Ginger, only 8 CS up there. You've got Lego just having his way up there. Whatever he wants, he gets it. And it's really going to be tough for him to come back as a tank, as a front line for the George Fox team. This is going to be really rough. In the jungle, a little bit better CS looking there, but obviously Boogie Woogie, you can see here that Concordia takes a dragon for themselves, so they now have, a little bit more advantage. I would say that, Boogie Woogie's been doing a pretty good job of his presence, already had a gank top, had the success here now in the bot side, that it does look like Tectonic is down there. We're going to see Boogie Woogie coming in, and Crimson going to blow his flash for the second time. I think that just probably came up, too.
Yeah, it's kind of, now that I'm looking at it, it is a little interesting. Obviously, I don't know the exact order that picks and bans went in, but picking the Malphite into the team comp that Concordia has is a little interesting because, I guess if you need a tank, it's a good pick as a tank, but a lot of times people like to mix in a little bit of AP in there because, Malphite tends to be, just tower diving. We're
going to see a ton of, just an individual tower dive here. Boogie Woogie, though, is going to find Tectonic in the jungle. Tectonic trying to bully out Mr. Boogie Woogie. He's going to get knocked up by the Bug, who is now running back a little bit. But, there's the ultimate. That's going to be beautifully done, actually. Tectonic is so low, he doesn't want to fight this out, really. He's going to just go in, force his way as much as possible, gets a really good shield. Crimson coming in to assist his jungler, as that was a really good play. The 1v1 that Tectonic knew he could win, and he kind of just took it straight into the jungle of Mr. Boogie Woogie.
Yeah, definitely. Good set of trades across the board from GFU in the top lane and Concordia in the top lane, and then GFU in Concordia's jungle taking out the Amumu. But yeah, I feel like the Malphite is sort of an odd pick because I guess I just don't see him being strong against Jhin. A lot of times you want to take him to backline dive, you know, the hyper ADCs, because there's a lot of Malphite's kit that helps slow their attack speed and just kind of ruin their day in general. So interesting pick. I'm not saying that it can't work, because I mean, obviously he can just.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, no, I agree. All right, so we'll go back to your point. That was an awkward situation.
That's why I don't jungle Mordekaiser.
Two things at once, but you know. So yeah, no, you're right. It is kind of a different pick. Insight into when that pick happened. So first pick for Concordia was the Jhin. That was sort of a priority. Otherwise, the other team also plays Jhin, so it was kind of a take that away from them. Then second and third pick for the next two picks were over for GFU. They picked the Anivia and they picked the Nami, and we're gonna see a fight up here in the top. Shutdown coming through, but Boogie Woogie is also going to go down. So GFU able to find 2 kills. Sands of Time now down here trying to battle it out with the Jax for GFU, and they're going to win it down in the bot lane. So 2 fights happening there. The tower dive top, which was ruined by the Mordekaiser coming in, and down bot the aggressiveness from the Lucian. That gets destroyed by Sands of Time and Fine Wall.
Yeah, it was a little bit greedy to go for the kills under the turret instead of trying to knock down the turret, I think, and then get the kills. Yes, yeah. But at the same time, the top laner for Concordia has kind of been just really putting the Malphite in a bad situation. And it was really, honestly, a pretty decent play by the Mordekaiser to pull the low health Volibear away from the low health Malphite and therein save his life by getting the kill. And then the Amumu obviously didn't have the support to keep fighting. But yeah, interesting plays across the board.
Yeah, and so a little bit more on the picks, you know, just kind of hitting that while there's a lull here, at least for a little bit. You know, then the Malphite, then what was picked next was this top lane Volibear, which he's going to go in again. He finds a ton of damage. Now he has to try to run away as Tectonic's going to be there. He dodges enough abilities. Right now he's in the ultimate, so he's going to be finding his way out. Oh, he isn't able to get the kill there, but Tectonic is able to get that. So Tectonic building a lead for himself now. Obviously has a bit of a CS lead now in the jungle versus Mr. Boogie Woogie. But finding himself some advantages where he can. Definitely he's going to have to be the one to carry, as the rest of the team is trying to find a little bit of trying to figure themselves out, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing with when you get ahead as a solo laner, you still, even if the enemy team is behind, you still want to respect their members and especially their jungler. Because, I mean, Volibear had a lead. Volibear could have taken that lead to other lanes, could have taken that lead to help get Dragon, but instead, you know, continues to push the lane, continues to try to dive and over-engage on the Malphite, and gets punished for it in the end. So it's just kind of one of those things where a little bit of a maybe a little bit of a different strategy once you get that lead to help you keep that lead and help the rest of your team also gain leads. Obviously, other members of the team are doing pretty well. You know, Bot's got a kill. It looks like.
Yeah, we're gonna see some action here in the mid lane as Tectonic does go in, and he is gonna find at least 1 and 2 members there. But down bot lane, of course, it's a different story as Concordia gets a double kill there. Now we're going to see Lego Grainer going in onto Teutonic and Crimson Chaos. Is he going to get the kill? No, Crimson Chaos is going to find him as he was standing in the middle of that ultimate the entire time. So the 3 kills that go down in favor of GFU, and then 2 down in the bot lane in favor of Concordia. I mean, is this Mordekaiser going to get to suddenly be a bit too much, or do you see him falling off later in the game as we get a little bit more tankier individuals from Concordia?
I think Mordekaiser scales very well once you get that, especially the first item and into 2 items and beyond. His little AoE that he gets does actually % health based damage. And so regardless of how tanky you are, he's always going to be doing a pretty decent amount to you. But this also goes back to what I was saying. If the Volibear hadn't... I mean, obviously the Mordekaiser did get kills in other places on the map. But if the Volibear hadn't overpushed that top, the Volibear would have still been... Or the Mordekaiser would have still been behind on getting that Rift Maker, which is a pretty big power spike with the additional bonus true damage and the sustain from the healing on that. So... and now, obviously, we can see that Mordekaiser is got a gold lead. He's got a bounty on his head, even. But it's the game's not over yet. You know, Lucian does well, but Lucian also tends to fall off after you get past mid game, and he's already obviously behind with the 2 deaths. Slightly ahead on CS, which makes up a little bit for that, obviously, but.
Yeah, and I am curious to see, you know, what a more or less a full-on team fight sort of looks like, too, because, you know, Teutonic on that Malphite was getting pretty low in the fight with Bug and Boogie Woogie. So it's just going to, you know, have to see how the team fights shake out, what moments that maybe Concordia is able to get some good catches onto him. You know, if they catch him out of position, then I think they get the kill. Lego Grainer's going to fight him here. A lot of AoE fighting there. The Bug waiting here in the offset as a big shield comes through. Lego Grainer has to commit his ultimate in on that, but that's going to be actually pretty decent. They'll get the shutdown. That's going to be, of course, though, Ginger coming in. He able to get anything. They're going to see Boogie Woogie is still alive somehow, and so is Lego Grainer as they find the triple. And a triple kill, actually, over for Lego himself. So, like I was just saying, you know, if Concordia can find a decent fight where they have Teutonic by himself, you know, they win that. And because it was really close, even in the 1v2s. So he goes a little bit too far forward there and gets punished for it. But definitely a good job by Lego to try and live through that ultimate. He was getting really low.
Yeah, and that was very well played by the Volibear to survive that ultimate and to know that his team was going to be there to help collapse. He used his ult at the very end there to get a little bit of extra bonus health, because I believe it doubles or it gives you an extra percentage bonus health when you cast it for a short duration. So getting that extra bonus health, obviously helping him to survive, and then them being able to execute the Mordekaiser before the Malphite shows up, and then it becomes a 2v3.
But oh man, this is just too bad. Like, Concordia walks into a bad situation here as low health Lego and a fairly low health Boogie Woogie walk into the full health Teutonic, as it's not going to be a good situation. But the bot lane is going to push in aggressively because they know that the top laner and the jungler are sort of accounted for, so they'll sort of push into this. But that should be Rift maybe going over to GFU. We'll see how this pans out as the Bug is here. He does do pretty decent poke damage. The ultimate will come out from Teutonic. Can the Bug stay away from him? He's able to get a good knock up there, actually. There's the shield coming through for Teutonic. That's going to be a really good bounce away, but we're going to, of course, bounce to this bot lane and see what happens here. The Bug looks like he flashed back over the wall. That's going to be an ultimate coming through from him, and he's going to get caught out by Ginger. And that's going to probably, that's going to mean that this Rift Herald does go over to GFU. They fought a long time for it, though.
Yeah, the Vel'Koz was able to get, obviously, the reset on the Rift Herald. What? Legos? Okay, Lego's just checking it. Thought he was going to try and go for a steal.
He's just checking it out. No, he doesn't have any way of sort of getting in there, so he's just kind of checking it out. Bot has really just sort of been having their way down here with this turret, as it's
no way to go in there. He's Volibear. He can go wherever he pleases.
That's Mundo you're thinking of.
Oh, you're right.
Mundo goes
Silly
where he
me.
pleases, but that's gonna be red turret getting destroyed. So that should hopefully free up this bot lane to maybe not be quite on the island that they have been. And it looks like GFU's really looking at this mid turret to be the first one that they take down. I don't know if they're gonna get it quite on this one. They should get it. Yeah, they'll get it here. I didn't know exactly how long Shelly was gonna last to it all, but able to last. They are able to stop it from getting the second push. And now Sands of Time and Pine Wall are gonna join the party. So, you know, more members of Concordia now roaming as a group, and Dragon should be the next objective. Oh, by the way, top lane, Lego Grainer, you know, doing his push things, pushing in that second tier turret up there, so a lot more space gained.
Now he's TPing behind the whole team.
TPing in is Lego Grainer, as Jax is going to get caught out of position. He gets taken out, and the entire team of GFU now on the run. Crimson very low, gonna probably not end up going down quite yet, but that's gonna be easy Drake over for Concordia, as Jax gets caught out of position, and the rest of their team kind of just gets caught on an off footing to get things started there.
Yeah, and see, that was a good play by Lego, obviously. Seeing that the top lane was pushing towards GFU, knowing that GFU was going to be heading for that dragon, and knowing that he could TP in behind them, goes ahead, pushes in the top, gets that extra turret, gets extra gold for the team, TP's behind them, catches them out, wins the fight, and allows them to then obviously get the objective.
We're going to have more of a fight here as Lego Grainer still fighting for his life. Does flash after getting out. Ooh, he's going to get stunned. Mr. Boogie Woogie's in there, though, and he's going to find himself a big stun. That's going to be one going down, as they're going to find him from Concordia's perspective. But however, GFU does find one in return. Mr. Boogie Woogie still working to get in there and get something. He will get low. The Jhin now showing up for Concordia, and I don't think that the members of GFU want to quite screw around with him, as he's right now 2-0-2 with 141 CS, so he's feeling pretty good. But it'll be a trade 1-for-1, 80 carry for your top laner.
Yep.
But honestly, that was a 4v5. I'll real quick say this: it was a 4v5 that Concordia ended up trading evenly and almost winning, really.
Mm-hmm. No, it was actually a little bit of a misplay, I think, by GFU. I don't know if you saw. Volibear was on his way out, and I believe Anivia walled him in as Lucian dashed forward. So Volibear then decided, oh, I'll just turn around and kill the Lucian.
And on top of that, that's when Boogie Woogie came in, you know, and kind of just did his thing. Oh, Crimson goes down, as that's going to be Ginger going in. The Bug is going to get a lot of damage thrown onto him. Sands of Time is now running. Teutonic is trying to get sped up so he can get in there maybe and use his ultimate. That should be coming up soon. He's going to get stunned here. A lot of damage coming through. See if Sands of Time can get the damage off, as Lego Grainer is trying to get into the back to distract as much as he can. He now will be ulted by Teutonic and having ulted himself already. Isn't going to find anything. Teutonic comes out of that ultimate all buffed up, and man, that was going to be a huge hit onto Sands of Time. But they are going to try and fight this. They will be able to turn it. It's going to be a good flash out of Pine Wall to get out of the way. Boogie Woogie now in some trouble. He will find a big ultimate, though, as it's not going to be followed up from the rest of his teammates, so he's going to go down.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there, it looked like, at the end, with Amumu going in and ulting and everybody else obviously still retreating. A little bit of low health bars here, but you got the rest of GFU sort of making their way over. They might potentially are they going to try and Baron?
I don't see them doing this Baron. There's no way. They've got a weak top laner. They're 80 carry and their jungler at half health. No. Not with the way that Concordia's been focusing on this.
It'd be risky against the Vel'Koz.
Yes.
Because one bad poke and suddenly you could be gone. So I do think that would have been risky. I'm glad they pulled off, but
I think they were just trying to word it up. You know, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They're trying to just get, you know, Concordia thinking because I mean, League of Legends is a thinking game. You know, trying to get them thinking, hey, you know, we might do this. You know, we might do this, and enough times of doing that, and sometimes they'll call your bluff. But we'll see Lego up here in the top lane. He's gonna get stunned. Will he find his way out as he sees Teutonic show up? The Bug getting really good poke onto this onto Jax. I say the Jax, but it's actually a Lucian, but Jax is the name of the Lucian. Anyways, we're gonna just see him kind of holding his own mid. Meanwhile, bot lane, you're gonna have, of course, Sands of Time and Pine Wall pushing that up against Ginger.
I know.
Yeah. I get it. You're the.
I'm already.
Boy, I don't understand. Yeah. All right.
Believe me, I am the reason I don't sleep at night.
Good. You should be the reason you. Never mind. All right. So we're gonna talk about.
If anybody's gonna be the reason, me, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. So. Concordia now trying to look and get some warding pressure here. Obviously, pressure in the bot lane. They're pushing really hard down there. You're going to see that, Ginger is going to come back online a little bit. He's just going to be delayed in his, now he's got his Frost Gauntlet. Is that what it's called? No, I'm wrong with that. Frostfire Gauntlet.
Yeah.
And, he'll finally have that. That'll help him against basically Sands of Time, but not really. It helps with a slow around him and, a little bit of some of that pressure. Probably Lego Grainer really is the one that'll feel the hurt of that the most. He's going to have to get another tank item. He's got some health, so he'll need to find some more armor against this team. Not going to help him against the Bug, but will help him against Sands of Time. And Lego as well. So we see Lego Grainer up here in the top lane since pressure is being kept up very well everywhere else, he's kind of being allowed to do his own top lane thing. We're going to see Concordia start to sort of set up around this dragon again as they pushed up bot lane. Now they're holding the pressure mid, just sort of sieging this turret down, forcing some members of GFU to sit here while Lego is in the top lane. But now we'll see that Concordia is going to group up. Lego Grainer is in the top lane. He has teleport available. Boogie Woogie might get caught out here. Teutonic coming in. This is going to be 4 members versus 4 members. Mr. Boogie Woogie does get his ultimate off. Sands of Time is going to get found by an ult here, but this is Lego Grainer in the back line now. He's going to find one kill there, as they're also going to find the Lucian, as he's going to get killed by Sands of Time. That's going to be the Bug surviving that, and Teutonic going to go down as well, not without, though, picking off Pine Wall. So that's going to be a 3-for-2 or 3-for-1 exchange, as Mr. Boogie Woogie is getting very low. Ooh, failed flash there by Crimson. And that's going to mean he goes down 4-for-1 in favor of Concordia University.
Yeah, that looked real sketchy sort of at the start, but Lego with a very good flank around behind once GFU had sort of hard committed into the team fight. They used the Malphite ultimate, they used the Nami ultimate, and yeah, they did almost catch us. I think they did. Looks like they did kill Soraka.
Yeah.
And the Jhin, but they almost got the Jhin rather. But then Lego was able to catch the Nami and get into the back line and wreak some havoc there. And yeah, I believe you said the Bug killed the Lucian, or somebody killed the Lucian.
So at the start of that, you said it was a little hairy. It got hairier as the Bug split off from the rest of the team. You had Teutonic and Yukihari kind of chase, and I believe Crimson was in on it too, sort of chasing in and chasing the rest of Concordia out. Well, the Bug got split off, and that's when Lucian chased him that way after the Bug had ulted. But he was able to keep his distance enough somehow from the Lucian, of all people, and lead him around basically to Sands of Time, who survived Teutonic's main brunt of damage, got a pick there, and then nobody died at that point for Concordia. And all of a sudden, then, Lego comes into the back line and is like, well, hello there, and just starts destroying. So, fantastic. Really well done. I don't know how the Bug really survived all that, but, a good job across the board on that fight.
You ever just, oh yeah, into the back line, Jimbo?
You ever just, oh yeah, into there? Yeah. That's exactly what he did. And
Yahoo dot MP3. Robert.
And knowing knowing Lego Grainer the way I do, it would have been more like a very European, like, oh yeah.
Oy vey!
Oy vey, it's not what we're looking for. He's from Poland, not from
Buenos dias.
Not from Spain.
How offensive am I being right now? Do I need to stop?
Very much so.
Probably.
It's whatever. Fun fact: did you know that Concordia's team has 2 German speakers on our squad?
I did not.
Yeah, we do. Lego Grainer, who is from Poland, and Mr. Boogie Woogie, who is technically from Missouri, but I believe was born in Germany or somewhere.
I apologize. When you say 2 people speak German and then you say one is from Missouri, that is the last answer I expected.
Well, okay, because he's not. He is an American, but because he was born over there.
That's like saying I'm from Texas and I speak Chinese.
No, it's not. It's not even like. Never mind. Anyways,
we're
just saying that we've got some pretty
cool
members here. And here we got a fight going on. Lego Grainer, he's gonna be ulted. Pine Wall, of course, gonna keep him nice and healthy, continuing to keep him healthy, annoying the living daylights out of Titanic as she's gonna flash away from that. Luckily, there's just a lot of shields and a lot of healing coming out here. Lego Grainer finally gonna start finding a little bit of a chink in the armor. Titanic is gonna go really low, not totally go down, as that was a long drawn-out fight to basically say, hey, we're pushing mid lane turret, and we're pushing top. Concordia right now on top, and looks like communication-wise, Concordia is kind of rocking it with the map domination.
Yeah, that's really impressive there to watch the self-healing and the shielding from the Mordekaiser versus the healing from the Soraka. Obviously, Volibear isn't going to be one of your...
Okay, so an engage there tries to go down. There's going to be a lot happening here at the start. Boogie Woogie gets a good stun off the front. Crimson is going to go down here early in this fight. Lego Grainer trying to fight it off against Teutonic, who doesn't have his ultimate, remember, and so he's going to go really low. Oh, he finds a big shield in the middle of that fight. That's going to be the bug going on a killing spree, but he isn't able to find him as Teutonic is able to get away. Jack's now chasing. That's going to be 2-3 members of Concordia down for the 1 member that they find on the other end, as Sands of Time was not involved in that fight, and it looks like they're going to rush straight over to the Baron. Oh, perhaps. I'm thinking they're going to go Baron on this, but maybe not.
I think with the Nami, they probably could.
So the ultimate from the bug has happened, but there is still an ultimate out of Jhin that can happen. So they're going to go for it. They're going to try. They have Teutonic, who's pretty tanky. He's got shields. He's got everything he needs.
They may not be thinking about.
They're not going to burn through this very quickly.
No.
And Concordia right now isn't reacting to it. I don't know. They're still gonna get it. And Concordia is not reacting to this at all. Concordia is kind of actually putting a lot of their eggs in the dragon basket, which I actually agree with a little bit. So it took them a long time. There could have been some members from Concordia there, so maybe a mixed opportunity for Concordia, but they will end up getting Dragon Soul. So I would honestly say it's an even trade, if not a slight win for Concordia, because there is still a lot that GFU has to try and knock down.
Yeah, I think if Concordia had contested the Baron, they probably could have. Anivia getting caught out. Bye, Anivia.
Bye, Anivia.
I'm just going to continue my train of thought. They probably could have spooked GFU off of the Baron. That also being said, you're going into an area where you don't really have a lot of vision, and so even if you can spook them off maybe with the Genel, there is always that little bit of chance of risk if something were to go wrong. So it kind of makes sense a little bit, I guess, in my mind that that's
getting
rough.
Caught in this ultimate. She ults herself though. Keeps quite healthy. Will get taken out though. Teutonic is gonna continue to fight that out a little bit. Lego Grainer though here in the bot lane, knocking down a turret. That's gonna be the first inhibitor turret out, and maybe get an inhibitor. We'll see. Teutonic will be here, probably gonna scare him away from it. Yep, he'll just drop back and walk through mid lane, get himself a nice shield to protect himself.
Oh, that dragon was also Dragon Soul, by the way.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And that's what I was saying before is, that The Baron is really helpful when you're trying to push lanes, and I think that GFU did a good job. They pushed top, they got that down to an inhib turret. However, there's still a lot of real estate that they don't have taken from Concordia, and so, they can keep using this Baron. It'll be up here shortly, but Concordia trades it for a very easy take on Soul. And so now, with Elder Drake being the next objective, Concordia still had a lot, I think, that they could give up in letting them have that Baron. And so I think that it was probably a pretty good decision by Concordia not to waste resources that direction and to take it. That's why before I was kind of questioning it, but I really think that was the better choice. GFU to get a little bit more here. Pine Wall running up like no one's business.
That is a ballsy support.
You know what? She is she's the team captain for a reason. Okay, she just gets in there and oh my gosh, Jax is just gonna just die, and that's gonna be mid lane going down. Meanwhile, bot lane Teutonic is down there. He can't get back in time for this. Oh no, he does get back in time for this. But they are expending resources, and Concordia, more importantly, is forcing GFU to expend their resources in places that maybe they don't want to. GFU wants to try to push in a turret. Well, they get the turret, but they lose, a lot of inhib turret damage. So the next thing that will happen is GFU will try to, force a fight somewhere, but instead Lego Grainer goes, you know what? I'm not going to TP to this fight and take out an inhibitor entirely. So we'll see Teutonic and Lego Grainer now fighting it out, but look at this. There's some Concordia members collapsing on this, and this fight's not going to last long enough as Teutonic is going to start taking some damage. He's going to go down, and oh my gosh, that was like a point-blank Jhin ult. As we see now that Ginger is also going to fall. So that member of Concordia that, Teutonic tried to pick off, instead he gets collapsed on in his ultimate, not able to go anywhere. And all Lego Grainer has to do is live long enough for his team to either react or take a trade somewhere else. And right there, they're taking the win.
Yep, it definitely would appear so. Forcing GFU to defend mid is probably the last thing they want to. Baron buff is good for defending, but you really want to use it for offense. Right. Defense just stalls the game out. Offense is what continues getting the game forward. It's what gives you the win at the end of the day. And so having to pull that Baron back to defend and then sort of getting bounced around all over the base, because first they were mid and then Lego was messing with them bot, and then Bug was top with the Vel'Koz getting that turret, and then there was the ultimate team fight bot that GFU ended up losing because they keep going for the Volibear. And the Volibear matters, but the Soraka's keeping him alive. The Jhin is point blank ulting the Mordekaiser.
I love that. That was great.
You ever look down the barrel of the sniper rifle, Jimbo?
Jimbo? You ever heard a man count to 4 right in your ear?
1. So yeah, it's just some interesting and albeit ultimately good play. I think by Concordia to sort of keep them on their toes, and because obviously they're having GFU's having trouble defending this. They're pulling them all over the map, all over their base, and now all 3 inhibs are down. You're knocking on Nexus turrets. It's like, what do you do?
Right. What do you do? What do we got? I don't know if I can't hit. Oh dang it! Oh, of course I screwed this up. I don't know what the timer is on Dragon or Baron at the moment, but those are coming up. And now you have double or triple inhibs, or all inhibs down, which means you're going to have double siege minions, which means you either fight and lose something, or you lose something and then fight. But, what are you losing? You're going to either lose, this Elder that's coming up. You're going to lose an inhib or a Nexus turret. Sorry, we don't have any more inhibs. You're going to lose a Nexus turret to these minions that are coming in. You got top wave crashing in here in a second. They pushed off bot for the moment, but look, Concordia is just sitting there, okay? Concordia is literally sitting here. That's boring. What are they doing here? We're waiting for this dragon to come up, and there is zero pressure from GFU in this because Concordia has taken the map by storm. Ha ha ha, Storm Bear. And we're just, there's nothing else that GFU can do but let this go over.
Yeah, I think honestly, you hope for one good last fight, potentially under Nexus turrets, not under.
This is a huge fight, but look, Concordia is going to show up to this, and it's not going to matter. That's going to be a huge stun coming through. Sands of Time going to get that kill, and once again, since you have Elder Drake, you're just taking the last bit of their health and you're executing them. So there's nothing that can be done. That's 2 members down now from GFU. That's going to be a 3rd coming through. Teutonic, once again, he was living very barely because of his shields, but he can't live when it's just insta-killed by a dragon. So here we go as Concordia gets the ace. That's going to go over to Lego Grainer, who definitely is doing his work here. 12, 7, and 11. Jiminy Christmas. And Concordia is going to take game 1. I did say barely. I did. You son of a gun. All right, so
anyways,
what do you want to talk about from that absolute? It was close in the mid game, but the big positives going throughout was the fact that Concordia continuously had better map control from basically mid game on, and so even when GFU would find an opening to cut in and be like, yeah, we did something good. It's like, well, what are you gonna do? Take one turret, and you're going to take an outer turret. Like, you don't have any outer turrets down, no inner, nothing. You're taking, like, $2 bills, and Concordia's in there just dropping hundreds whenever they get the chance. So, well done, honestly, by them. We'll take a look at our damage graphs. And obviously, the Mordekaiser is the carry for GFU. And just a lot of damage, though, coming out of him, but when it mattered, that's when Lego Grainer was able to stall out. That's when everything kind of came together for Concordia across the rest of the map. And so by the time that Lego Grainer's like feeling the heat from Mordekaiser, the rest of the team shows up.
Yep.
All right, so no final thoughts from the Peanut Gallery. We're going to take a quick break as we get ready for the second game against GFU and Concordia. We'll be right back.
Butterflies on my insides have all gone away. You're not along for the danger, but I'm here to stay. I fall even deeper in the lies, they don't keep me away. You wanna know my secrets, so you keep crashing into my waves. I don't have the patience for that, not okay with waiting for that. I don't know what's changed in my head. Let's go somewhere and never come back. Tonight we lose control. No matter where we go, we're never going home. And you don't even know when I get you alone, you can lose your halo. You can lose your halo. I don't really know what you waiting for. I've been feeling low. Won't you give me more? I fall even deeper in the lies, they don't keep me away. You wanna know my secrets, so you keep crashing into my waves. I don't have the patience for that, not okay with waiting for that. I don't know what's changed in my head. Let's go somewhere and never come back. Tonight we lose control. No matter where we go, we're never going home. And you don't even know when I get you alone, you can lose your halo. You can lose your halo. You can lose your halo. The lights are fading. Tonight we'll wait past saving. I might not make it. But tonight we lose control. No matter where we go, we're never going home. And you don't even know when I get you alone, you can lose your halo. You can lose your halo. You can lose your halo.
Right there, that's it, right there.
find ourselves alone here, wanting to disappear, change our names, live on the sun, where every sound is clearer, burns a little deeper, and we're close enough, but your lucid touch evaporates. I open up my eyes, wake up dreaming through the days and sleepless nights. Your lucid touch evaporates. I open up my eyes, wake up dreaming through the days and sleepless nights. Dancing through the streets, we wander, falling for the fire, burning at the heart, throwing hands up to the sky. Ooh, we live for the night. Ooh, here for the ride. I feel alive under city lights. Under city lights. Dancing through the streets, we wander, falling for the fire, burning at the heart, throwing hands up to the sky. I can see it all. The night will come when I call. The day is never too far away. Time will turn as I say. Ooh, we live for the night. Ooh, here for the ride. I feel alive under city lights. Under city lights. Under city lights. The butterflies on my insides have all gone away. You're not along for the danger, but I'm here to stay. I fall even deeper in the lies, they don't keep me away. You wanna know my secrets, so you keep crashing into my waves. I don't have the patience for that. Not okay with waiting for that. I don't know what's changed in my head. oh, 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 oh. No matter where we go, oh, 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 oh. We're never going home, oh, 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 oh. And you don't even know when I get you alone. You can lose your halo. You can lose your halo. You can lose your halo.
Oh no! My scissors don't bite.
The weak fear the shadows.
Fear controls them. You have the heart of a weakling.
What must be done?
My genius will be understood eventually.
Swirl.
You overstep. All right, I'm going.
This spear will find your back.
Coward. May you die with your eyes closed.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome back as we are now going into another game of League of Legends against Concordia University and George Fox Gray. That team. They've got several teams. We're playing the Gray team. Today, I am once again joined by Josh, the Iron Praetor. How are you doing over there? Are you ready for this?
Are you ready for this? Bum, 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 ba-da, bum, 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 ba-da, ba-da, bum, bum. Yeah, I'm ready for this, I think.
Yeah, and congratulations to, of course, the Iron Praetor, who put up that $5 bet that Volibear is insta-banned in the next game, because it was.
So does that technically count as insta-ban? Because technically Gwen went first.
Let's just say the Gwen went first, just as they knew they were going to ban that last time, and the Volibear was like the first, like, all right, now that we're done with the things that Lego Grainer has been playing a lot of, we're going to ban that Volibear because it was a pain.
The first adaptation ban.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
It usually there's like the manner, like you like, because he's been playing a ton of that Gwen, so it's like everybody going, oh boy, he's practicing Gwen, anyways, doesn't matter because Gwen's off the table. But yeah, that Volibear, and this is the first time that I've seen a team ban our support. For giving them trouble. If you recall, there was 3 games that Concordia won because we were able to pick the Nami every single game. And I'm surprised that it was never banned, but yeah, they're going to ban that as well. So,
well, just think of how many of those trades last game that could have, not necessarily would have, but could have gone a little differently, especially between a lot of the fights between Lego Grainer and their jungler, the Mordekaiser. There was a lot of times where Soraka ended up showing up and either with her global ult or just sitting out, hanging out, interrupted the fight and just ruined the day. And Soraka's one of those things that you got to respect because she doesn't deal, obviously, a huge amount of damage, but the slows, the interrupts with her silence field, and then obviously the healing sustain that she can output. You got to put respect to a good Soraka player, and if they're giving you trouble, just get it off the table. Sorry. But yeah, so I'm actually pretty excited for this next game because just looking at both teams' comps, it looks like a fun, potentially evenly matched game. I think that early Kled will probably win the top lane. But overall, in general, everywhere else, there's a good amount of tankiness, there's a good amount of disengage, there's a good amount of engage, there's a good amount of scaling, there's a good amount of early game damage. So hopefully we will get a nice, exciting, action-packed game for Game 2.
Yeah, and we will mention that GFU has subbed in Wraith in the top lane, who is a different player than what they had before. I believe, I can't remember the name of the player they had in there before, but they'll have Wraith coming in as a sub up there. We will be seeing no changes between Crimson Chaos and the Bug. They're still going to play the same characters. Sands of Time is going to be playing the Caitlyn as opposed to the Jhin. Jhin was banned this time. And on the other side, we'll see Misfortune and Morgana coming in for their bot lane. Titanic is going to be playing on the Graves, and then of course Sion on the top lane. Kled now in the top lane for Lego Grainer, but still keeping 2 picks. And honestly, I'm surprised the Amumu wasn't banned because usually it's banned pretty hard. And I mean, he had a little bit of effect in the previous game, but once again, I think that the Bug had a lot of effect on team fights. Maybe enough for something, but maybe they were just so worried about all the damage that Lego Grainer put out that they didn't feel like either of those were ban worthy.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting for them to leave the Amumu up because Amumu did provide a lot of setup that helped just kind of across the board. A lot of times where the extra Q or the AoE ult, just different things of that nature that really kind of helped turn the fight. But that also being said, if you think that you can win your lane with a different pick, Amumu is one of those characters that he's not necessarily going to solo carry. You know, he still relies on others to deal that damage, to capitalize on his stuff and get those kills. And if you're stomping your lanes and they don't have the damage to follow you up and set you up, you know, then doesn't matter.
Right. You know, it does come down to, you know, what kind of presence you have. And Concordia had a really good map presence in the previous game. You see Lego Grainer kind of playing it out here a little bit with Wraith. A lot of health being lost by this mid laner, Crimson Chaos. He had a little bit of issues against the bug in the previous game, but they went relatively even in that lane. It was the top lane that was really in favor of Concordia. He's going to knock him off, but he might forget about the attack speed buff that gets Lego Grainer. Oh, that's a lot of damage, and First Blood actually does go over to GFU. Wraith doing an excellent job there.
That's actually a little bit surprising to me. Good play by GFU's new top laner, or their sub top laner. I personally would expect Kled to win that matchup. Then again, I'm not a top lane main, so I don't know how that all works out. A little bit of fighting here, though.
The bug getting caught here. Teutonic is trying to get this, and that's going to be a stun coming through. Does get the smite onto it, so that's going to be a lot of damage as the Mr. Boogie Woogie will go down. Teutonic, though, might be in a little bit of a bad situation as Lego Grainer shows up. He'll find himself a kill. Will they be able to find something on the Crimson? Looks like it won't, because the stun will come through and give him some distance. And that'll be TP used, actually, by both top laners. It's used, so no even trade. I kind of thought Wraith TP'd into mid to help with that, and Lego had walked back, but I think he had also TP'd in. On a ward or something.
Yeah, I think Lego I think the ward's dead at this point, but
yeah,
Lego I
one
believe
right
TP'd in.
I think it was the one that Wraith actually just killed. Well, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I think that Lego's just not playing this out correctly. I think that right there is what he wants to do. That little dodge through Wraith and his Q. And he wasn't able to do that before because he was too close to the turret. So I think you're correct in saying that Lego Grainer should be winning this matchup. But because he's playing too close to Wraith's turret, he's not able to do everything he needs to do. You know, there's just a couple things that he had to be careful of because he doesn't want to take an extra turret shot. I think if he plays this lane more in the middle of the lane, he has a much better time. And I think that's what he's going to try to do here. I think Wraith might be a little out of his element. I mean, it's going to be real close. Mm-hmm. We'll just have to see, because Wraith is, I mean, he's doing pretty good here in keeping Lego Grainer back.
Yeah, Kled's got a lot in his kit that I would think would be able to beat the Scion. Obviously, the Q with the pullback can interrupt the Scion charge up and prevent him from getting it off.
That's gonna be a kill coming through, and he does get take a turret shot, but it's not enough to get him off of Skarl. So you know, and when he does hop off Skarl, he isn't invulnerable, so he drops that turret aggro. So no, very well played there by Lego Grainer, and I think that's exactly what he was looking to do before. He just couldn't do it because he was too close to the turret.
I would have been a little worried if he had gotten dismounted, because that would have kept him in place a little bit longer, and the Scion might have been able to get on top of him, you know.
Yeah, perhaps.
And potentially, because he was decently low already from earlier.
Yeah, that cancel there on the ultimate is a little bit too much. Also, Dragon being taken while we're sleeping on it here by GFU, so a little bit better priority, something that the Graves is able to do better, honestly, than what the Mordekaiser was last time.
Yeah, and also better than what his counterpart, the Amumu, can do as well. Graves, very aggressive, very strong, easily able to deal enough damage to solo that dragon without any issues, as long as his lanes have the proper pressure and he has the proper, you know, warning ahead of time.
Yeah, and this bot lane is heavily pressuring in Concordia's. It's going to be going in favor of GFU for the moment, just because the Morgana is really, like, it's really tough to try and fake out a Morgana, you know, and to like stop her from hitting Qs, you know, and then you're rooted for forever, and then the Misfortune is able to just do a ton of damage. You know, Once again, she's just hanging out there. Actually, I think she's visible. I don't think she's in the bush. I mean, no, she is in the bush. But yeah, so, you know, it's going to go in favor of them. But, I mean, good job right now from them for keeping up pressure. Meanwhile, top lane, we're going to see Lego Grainer and Wraith going at it yet again. But this time, Teutonic's going to be here. Mr. Boogie Woogie also showing up at the exact right moment, by the way, to stop that from going down.
Both junglers looking to capitalize on that skirmish up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be kind of I think it's going to be a lane of priority, obviously for Concordia, because Lego Grainer is one of the carries for them. But also since Wraith is here and they're trying to get, if you can get Teutonic ahead and do it at the expense of Lego Grainer, it's not a bad way to start this game off, especially since Wraith and Lego Grainer appear to be sort of even, really by all accounts at the moment. So we'll see what happens with that. Crimson Chaos, though, in the wrong place as he has to flash over that wall. So that was actually, I mean, we didn't obviously get to kind of see it. I think he was trying to drop a ward, that deep ward in there. Just got caught out by the rotation from Mr. Boogie Woogie, who was coming down there. GFU Crimson Chaos. Gonna get some damage thrown onto him. He has to wall the bug off. Lego Grainer going to get into a little bit of a fight, but he should get Scarl back here in just a second, and he does so. Now he's going to engage a little bit harder. He does get that. Wraith is in trouble. Uses his flash to try and get away. Not going to turn into anything, but the aggression being won there. Crimson Chaos gets hit. He's going to be fully marked up, so that damage is going to be coming through. Resurrection going to be coming down. Cooldowns for the bug are trying to come through as quickly as possible. He's not going to have the DPS to outdo him there. Teutonic shows up here, but the bug might be able to get away from this. Oh, he's going to get flashed on, so he'll flash himself, and he'll be able to keep himself safe, just barely.
When Kled's coming down.
Mid, yeah, is the Kled. We did hear that ultimate. Teutonic comes in. Mr. Boogie Woogie is also here, but that's going to be an ult from Boogie Woogie. Oh, it's too much damage, though. He's going to go down. Lego Grainer also going to fall here real quickly, as that's going to be a double kill going over to Teutonic, which is not what Concordia wants here in this situation.
Yeah, Anivia also TP'd in at the very end of that, but that's a little too aggressive by the Concordia crew diving for
yeah, diving
for
that one guy. You know, he's under turret. He's got a lot of damage. He's 3-1. You know, he is the carry from last game. He was the guy doing a lot of work. You still have to respect that. And dive him when it is favorable to you. So it looks like GFU will end up getting a couple more objectives here. So they've gotten the first Drake. They've gotten now the Rift Herald for themselves. So a lot better prioritization out of them, as Concordia really hasn't had an opportunity to do so. Bot's been pushed in, mid's been pushed in. It's just been kind of not the kind of pressure that they need, or they have not had the pressure they want. Wraith, however, still finding some issues against Lego Grainer, as that's actually going to catch. I think that's going to be his death. We'll see what happens here. Mr. Boogie Woogie able to find Yugahari. That will be a couple picks there. They'll pick him up right now. So a really good gank there as they find him while he was up there trying to lay some wards.
Yep, very good trade there. Especially, it's hard to gank Morgana lanes, and I kind of would expect the bot lane situation to be going the way that it is, because Misfortune likes to poke, Morgana likes to poke, Anivia getting caught.
That was a really good cue there for Mr. Boogie Woogie. Even better knock-up out of the bug. So that's going to be mid lane falling, which maybe means that this Drake goes over to Concordia fairly easily here. We'll see if they're going to start moving there, but so will GFU. So we'll see what happens there in just a minute.
Yeah, with TP down,
fighting.
With TP down for the Anivia, and the Vel'Koz is now roaming over to Dragon, Concordia has more people available for that fight. If they decide to go in.
There are teleports available for both top laners. We'll see how this turns out. That's going to be an ult coming through from the Misfortune, and they will not find it, as Mr. Boogie Woogie, with a good smite, able to find it. That's going to be both top laners now coming in. Nothing to be found here yet. The bug's going to get hopped on, and Titanic might find himself out of position as he gets hopped on by Lego Grainer. Mr. Boogie Woogie also going in on that. They will find him. Meanwhile, in the back line, you're going to see Wraith trying to pick out anyone he can. Pinewall goes really low, so does Boogie Woogie. This is going to be Sands of Time as Concordia is getting turned on this fight. That's going to be 2 members falling as Wraith is able to get them. There's going to be a lot of damage going on to him. Lego Grainer still trying to do a lot. He does get his remount, though, so that's going to be quite a bit of time being bought for him. That's going to be Wraith going down. So that is going to be a pretty even 3-for-2 exchange across the board with Titanic and Wraith falling, and on the other side, Lego Grainer, Boogie Woogie, and Pinewall. So advantage GFU total in that fight, though it was an extended fight from the Drake, so I guess total, in all, it was sort of an even fight, even win.
Yeah, definitely. Since it's still sort of early in the game, nobody's really hard scaling yet. Low damage fights, so they're really long fights, and it was so long, in fact, that Anivia had time to walk all the way back to the dragon, and that's ultimately, I think, what turned that fight at the end back into GFU's favor.
Is able to just 1v1. They're under turret. I mean, he knows his champion well. He is a good player. You know, as we saw in the previous one, he was doing his best that he could to get him the win. So, you know, they've enabled him on a much better champion. Something else I'm going to point out a little bit is neither of the AD carries have any kills. They kind of need that on the Concordia side with with the Caitlyn, because she needs to kind of get ahead to get into mid game where she's more strong, whereas the Misfortune is kind of strong now and into mid and late. Which is kind of troublesome for, you know, the Concordia side. They need to keep her in check, and right now they're not doing so. They were able to dodge her ultimate very well, among other things, but, you know, with lethality, it's or not lethality, with the way she's built now, you know, it's going to be difficult. We'll see a little bit of exchanges as Wraith up top against Lego Grainer. Once again, this goes in favor of Lego Grainer. He's gonna get hit a lot, though. Both of them going down to half HP. However, you know, he's gonna back off because he doesn't want to fight the Kled, who is not mounted at the moment. Extra attack speed for that Kled. As he gets in there, he's gonna start hacking away at him. And, you know, just still doing damage. Meanwhile, bot lane, that's going to be another ult expended. Sands of Time does get caught by a Q, but it's not in range of anything. That's going to be a remounted Kled coming in. Lego Grainer looking to try and get another solo kill up there, but he might get pinched in on as you see the Titanic is moving up there. He's going to hop over the wall, and they're going to start chasing him. Oh, no, he goes in at just the wrong time, but he will get the shutdown. However, he's probably going to get turned on to himself and will fall. Lego Grainer just going to fall there. Titanic gets another kill under his belt on this Graves, and it's going to be dangerous for Concordia as they are, I mean, it's going to be a very even game, you know, through this mid game like it was last time. So it's really going to be probably up to the Bug, and we'll have to see if Sands of Time is able to get an advantage. Crimson is going to go down. So that'll be an Anivia egg used up. Mr. Boogie Woogie showing up top here just to make sure this turret doesn't fall immediately.
Yeah, I think if we get to late game, the Vel'Koz and the Caitlyn definitely can very much carry. But greeting for that kill on the Scion when he already had a bounty on his head was not really, I think, the right move for the Kled, just because he then gave all that extra gold over to the Graves, and Graves is one, going to affect other parts of the map, but two is he's building lethality right now, which makes him sort of more of a bursty assassin, and so that can make him better punish the Vel'Koz, punish the Caitlyn and the Nami as well, and that could come back to bite him, because that's especially for the Caitlyn. You don't want to stall. You don't want your Caitlyn to stall out, because then she just takes forever to get online, and you lack a lot of your physical damage that you would normally have from her.
They're gonna pick up the second one of these. You know, Titanic's gonna get caught here. Ooh, that ultimate from Boogie Woogie is gonna be off. And they will get the shutdown, which is good. They do, however, lose the second Scuttle Crab. No turrets down yet for Concordia, but that's gonna be for sure probably the mid lane turret falling. But Concordia is gonna rotate for this Drake, I think, as they have killed the jungler. He's got some time. We're going to see this top fight, but really I'm more interested in this bottom fight and what's going to happen down there. As Wraith is going to dethrone the Lego Grainer, but, you know, he's going to get back Scarl here relatively quick. He does find it back. And this fight is just going to continue. I really want to see this dragon fight more than anything. And, oh, he's going to find that. Down here on the bot side, Red will get the dragon. They will, however, turn over the Nami to just die because she got caught by the Morgana Q. But the ensuing fight, Mr. Boogie Woogie throws his Q, doesn't find it. But that will be a win for Concordia as they take the second Drake. It is an Ocean Drake, so the more of those they stack up, honestly, the better in favor of Concordia. Just because mana and health and everything across the board. So we'll see now as Titanic. He's going to take out this mid lane turret all by himself. He doesn't even have to use the second Scuttle. Or, sorry, he doesn't have to use the second Rift Herald yet. Probably going to use that as an easy crack top or maybe even use it bot. Honestly, if I was him, I'd be using it bot just because we know top's low. It's going to fall at some point. Use it to open up bot lane, get something else going. He is going to go top. I bet you he drops the Rift Herald and they dive Grainer. That's my guess right now. They will be dropping it top. Lego Grainer does get around the backside. Titanic does take a turret shot. That's important, and he goes down first. Lego Grainer now in this fight as Titanic took that tower shot, and that was not what he wanted. He really wanted to live a little bit longer and try to help out in the fight that was about to ensue. Now we're going to see Wraith up here all by himself in a 2v1. Mr. Boogie Woogie's looking for his Q. Oh, he Qs the minion and doesn't find it onto Wraith, but he's got a second one locked up and ready to go. He will find it onto Wraith. They'll just continue to chase him. Wraith is going to continue to run, but it's really going to be kind of endless cycle of now he's going to get hit by a bear trap. There he's going to get hit by a Q. They're actually going to commit the ultimate to that, and that's going to be Wraith going down. So ends up as a 2 for none in the top lane. Yeah, he'll get Lego Grainer off of there, but they'll take him out. So like I said, that came true. They did use the ultimate, or did use the Rift Herald to crack that turret top and try and go for the dive. Yep. But unfortunately, he took the tower aggro like a second sooner than he wanted to.
Yep, definitely, and also just I think kind of in general not respecting the damage potential of the Kled. There's a reason Kled is a bruiser. You know, he's got pretty decent damage output. He's not going to obviously hyper carry or anything like that, but he's no pushover either. Especially in the early game, where I think is where he excels.
Oh,
so
yeah.
taking that tower shot and just not respecting the Kled kind of led to more trading of gold, and now the gold, you know, we're only a 1K difference between the two teams, which is it's basically nothing.
Yeah, and I would say it's a 1K gold lead, but I mean, isn't most of that going to be sitting on, you know, the jungler? Yeah, I guess maybe we could take a look. I got to remember what freaking key it is to look at the gold lead. We'll see a little bit of an ult or a commit here coming through as they will find Crimson Chaos very quickly. He's going to get resurrected, but that ultimate coming through is going to find him going down. Lego Grainer now going in onto Titanic. Mr. Boogie Woogie over the wall gets a really good ult to find Titanic in that. That's going to be a flash committed. That's going to be the stun, but they're not going to get the kill quite yet. They will find it now. Lego Grainer does get the remount, so the bug here back to assist with a little bit more damage. This is going to be Wraith going dangerously low. They're going to try and dive under the turret. Oh, they both get caught in the queue, and that's not good for the bug as he ends up going down. Wraith is going to be dangerously low. He'll get Caitlyn ulted, and that's going to be the kill coming through as Pine Wall comes up. And the bot lane makes an appearance in the mid lane. 2 for 2 trade, by the way, in that. No, actually, sorry. 2 for 3 in favor of Concordia University. I forgot. They killed Crimson at the very start. Long fight.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and the gold lead is still about the same. I think a little bit of it is probably in looks like it's probably in turrets, because right now Concordia has more kills, and I think everybody's about even on farms. So I think ultimately it just comes down to general turret gold for across the team.
Yeah, but I guess what I was saying more specifically is that most of that turret gold is in the hands of Teutonic. You know, he took the mid turret by himself, and I think he probably got credited with most of the top turret damage. Whether he got the full thing or not, I don't know. But basically, in that... Oh, by the way, here we got a fight. Teutonic is going to have to use his flash to get out of there, but 4 members of Concordia are here. That's going to be a big ultimate, but another ultimate coming through from Concordia is going to end it from going any further. That's going to be 2 found. Double kill for Lego Grainer, but one's going to be found on the opposing side. Lego Grainer's trying to get himself out of there now, as Sands of Time and Pinewall are both very low. We're also going to see the bug coming in. Ooh, Lego Grainer in the back line, just taking house and cleaning up. That's going to be 3 kills for him, basically. And he's going to find a 4th one here. Yes, he will. 2 double kills going over for Lego Grainer. And he finds the ace in all of that. They need to focus down Lego Grainer and not let him get remounted.
Yep, that was definitely some miscommunication on GFU to not finish off the Kled and sort of just leave him to run rampant there at the back line. Good fight, I think, in general from Concordia, using the Kled ult to catch them, and then the Amumu ult actually looked like it canceled out the Misfortune ult from GFU. So good play there to interrupt and keep that damage down. But still, Sands and Pinewall had to back off during the middle of that, and I thought the Kled was dead. So I was surprised when he showed back up.
I know, me too. And then like the camera shuts down or like shoves down to him, and I'm like, wait, he got the kill on the Morgana. Wait, he got remounted. He now has like 3/4 health. What the frick's going on? They're not gonna be able to kill him now. And so yeah, it basically what was supposed to be an easy pick onto him ends up turning in the opposite favor. Teutonic is finding himself in a difficult situation. He tries to chase down the bug and instead gets destroyed, and GFU Wraith not able to find himself where he wants to be.
Scion missed his station by just a little bit.
Yeah, the train left, but instead it barreled through a little too fast.
Yeah, that's and I'm not gonna throw shade because believe me, I have missed all sorts of ults, not even just Scion ults in my lifetime. So I could even begin to count the number of Ash arrows I've missed. Pinewall overextending.
Pinewall gonna get totally not respecting or going too aggressive there. They didn't see Wraith until like the last second. Mr. Boogie Woogie and Lego Grainer are just gonna come in and find. You think you're safe under turret, Crimson Chaos? No, you are not. As the 2 members there come in, that's going to be mid turret going over to Concordia, bot turret going over for GFU. So GFU doing a better job, I think, now. Teutonic here, by the way. We'll find a little bit of damage, but he's going to try to get in on Lego Grainer, but I don't think that's a fight he really wants. They're going to have more members of GFU on their way. And a whole bunch of stuff going down now. That's going to be the ult out of Boogie Woogie as Lego Grainer needs to try and get back remounted. He will do so. That's going to be a big ult coming out of the bug as they're going to find the Graves. They're going to find Wraith. Now it looks like the support is going to get picked off. That's going to be Wraith at least finding one in return. Will he find the bug? Oh, that's a shield coming
barrier.
through. The barrier at the last second saving him, and there's the shutdown. So that's going to be 4 for 1 in favor of Concordia as they are having their way now in this mid-game skirmish. A couple more of their members coming online.
Yep, definitely. And now you can see that the goal difference is heavily starting to go into Concordia's favor. The Kled, that one misplay that got Kled 2 or 3 kills in GFU's backline put him ahead enough that Kled's at 4 items now. You know, he is right where he wants to be in all this.
Online.
He's ripping through the Scion. I don't care how much armor you have. He's ripping through the Graves. You don't have enough health to fight me. Anivia, I'm gonna crack your egg and make an omelet, baby. You know, Kled is right where he wants to be. And so if GFU have any hope here, they need to either catch Concordia out, catch out some of the weaker members and get the good executes easily on them, or just hard focus the Kled. Don't let him remount. They definitely have the resources to do it. I mean, once he commits, Anivia wall him in. He's not leaving, and
No.
you can Morgana Q him. You can Morgana ult him. Lots of tools there they could use to shut that Kled down. Surprisingly enough, there's a bounty on Bug. I guess it's not super surprising.
No,
Looks like Kled's coming in.
Yeah, so I'll talk a little after this fight about something that I've seen. But that's going to be Crimson Chaos getting caught yet again. Teutonic tries to get in there to get some focus onto the Bug, but of course, ult coming through from Boogie Woogie. That's going to be a double kill going over to the Caitlyn. There's going to be a lot more fighting here probably for this mid turret as Lego Greater continues to go in. He'll hit the Morgana, get a lot of damage off. He's going to get dismounted, but there is going to be the, obviously resets the turret aggro, and they're going to focus down this inhibitor turret. But something I was going to say is, remember last game, all Lego Grainer had to do was straight up be a distraction and just buy time for the rest of his team to show up when he was playing on the Volibear. That's the same situation that they're running into here. He is distracting. He is being a giant distraction. He is doing nothing but going, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me, and then here comes the Bug, here comes Sands of Time, here comes the rest of the carries. Wraith, by the way, up top lane, doing things that he's trying to see fit, but it's a distraction, but it's a momentary one, as the rest of Concordia looks for this 4th dragon. That's going to be another soul for them if they're able to pick this up, which I think they should.
Yeah, I think one of the, and I wish I could play some of these champions better. I'm not terrible on Volibear, I would say. Kled, I'm terrible on.
Oh, incoming here is that's going to be a big catch, but they will stun him out, so Sands of Time has a chance to get away. That's going to be a nice smite going over as the dragon will go to Concordia. That's going to be soul for them. That's going to be the rest of the fight going through, but this is only a 4v5 right now, as the Bug hasn't shown up, so it's a 4v4. They're going to get the Anivia, take him out. Sands of Time on a rampage. We're going to see the Morgana running away. Not going to get too far, though, as Boogie Woogie's going to find the Q in 3, 2, 1. Oh, never mind. That's going to be a double kill going over to the Misfortune. As basically, Concordia now should just run it up mid and call this one an end, because they're going to have some minions here. They're going to have a lot of regeneration and everything, so they should stay healthy if something happens. Wraith going to be in trouble. Teutonic doesn't have the tank health and able to kind of stay alive against any of the carries. And man, there's Gregor going in as he picks up one. They're going to try and find this MF. That's a double kill over for Lego. And that'll be the end of this game. If, I'll say that, and it'll be the end if Boogie Woogie's going to just face tank this turret. We'll see what happens as the game is over. The team is now, as you can hear, right behind me, enjoying the end of it.
You would think that, but they're letting everybody respawn, and so I'm not quite sure that the game is over until it's over.
It's not over until it's over. Crimson gonna go down as the Bug is just sniping him with a giant freaking laser. That just, as I said that, I remembered the Austin Powers. It's like, they're sharks with like freaking lasers on their heads. I'm sorry, I don't remember why that quote came to me in this moment, but it just did. We'll have one member of Concordia going back. That's Lego, but he's going to TP right back in. Finding himself some new health, some new ability to just dive as much as he wants to. Teutonic gonna go low, gonna go alive, and Concordia will find the victory, and there it is.
There we go. Well, I am glad that I can still sort of call them and know that when I see comps like that, it's going to be an action-filled game.
Exactly. And, Concordia was playing a much better macro game. I thought GFU kind of had at the very start of that game, they had really good macro all of a sudden. I was like, oh, wow, this actually might be, a really close contest when it comes down to it in the end. But then Concordia kind of got back into their rhythm. The Lego Grainer obviously got into a really good rhythm. You get the Bug, who, basically, as I was saying, Lego Grainer's the distraction, and then all of a sudden, here comes the rest of Concordia. You know, the bug, and you got Sands of Time able to just pump out the damage while Lego Grainer distracts, and then when GFU comes in and goes, let's get Lego, they suddenly go, oh, now the bug has just killed 2 of our guys. What do we do? And then, you know, oh, well, now that we're focusing the bug, here comes Lego Grainer remounted to just destroy the rest of our team. We'll take a quick look at the damage graphs before we're done. Obviously, it was going to be in favor, but this too is what I was just saying. You know, a really good damage out of the bug, able to do quite a bit. I think this is the biggest change here. The fact that the key player for GFU just not able to get the damage output he wanted in this game.
Yep, he had some early strength, but the issue I see here is he didn't really transfer that to the Misfortune. You want to get that Misfortune ahead. You want to get that Anivia ahead as well. Obviously, Anivia scales well into the late game. They had some good tools. I just ultimately think Concordia stuck to it and executed better at the end of the day, you know, and came back and pulled it out.
Absolutely. So that'll be the end of our evening here for Concordia University, as we will go 2-0 up against GFU Gray. So thank you, to GFU obviously for playing. This is the 5th week of the NECC regular season, so we'll be back with more League of Legends next week, unless that gets rescheduled, which I think it's already in the works to get rescheduled. But we'll see you next week on Tuesday with Rocket League action here on the Concordia University Esports channel. So until then, also shout out to Josh the Iron Praetor. You can check him out at the Iron Praetor, twitch.tv. And thank you very much for helping me to cast this.
Of course, thank you as always for having me, and I look forward to a fun-filled next week.
It is always so much fun to cast League of Legends. So, all right, we'll see everybody. Have a good night.